Welcome back. Well, I have a topic this week, but I can include my cat in it, I believe, because here he is again. He's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. And it's interesting these moments where I call it the precipice between being purry and furry and frisky and risky. I can just almost feel his brain right at the teeter-totter between like laying down and purring and take a nap or have a cat bath, or if I touch him in just the wrong way or I stimulate him somehow, clomp, I get the claws and the jaws full full speed. And it's such a fine line. It could go either way. It's a tug of war. And I think I think we humans have brains that can do very much the same thing. We can in any given moment, we can be on the precipice between being calm and peaceful souls and neurotic lunatics. I'm exaggerating a little bit, maybe, but I think you get the point. So, the topic this week is a topic I discussed with a very good friend last week and has always been of interest to me, and that's the topic of fasting. Now, I'm not going to give you dietary advice, I'm not qualified to do that. I'm qualified to share my own experience of doing it. And one of the reasons I'm bringing this up is that I'm fasting right now. I'm about 36 hours into it. I do drink liquid, but besides that, no biting, chewing, swallowing. I'll go probably 42 hours. A little over a year ago, I did that quite consistently, and it helped me to lose probably 45 pounds. And it was really an amazing experience. And then it's really easy to stop fasting. It's incredibly, it's incredibly easy to not fast. So the reason I'm bringing up fasting is I'm not necessarily talking about food today, although it might be something that you think about. That's up to you. But I'm talking about mental fasting, and it's what we consume with our mind. It's what we like to gorge ourselves upon, and how if we're willing to go on a diet from the sort of input or stimulation that we expose ourselves to and that we consume, we can really make a gigantic change in the moment to moment quality of our existence. So, of course, it's good that we pray and that we meditate and that we're of service to others and we read spiritual literature and we're wonderful people. And yet, if we're not willing to look at what we consume or what we gorge upon, we can't really expect to make real progress. And so I guess we might consider the world to be one of those gigantic Las Vegas smorgasbords. Don't you love those? You fly into Vegas, you get your hotel room, and then you go to one of those casino places, casino hotels, and you go into the smorgasbord and it is on, isn't it? So you get as many plates as will fit in your arms, and then around the room you go, and you come back to your table with 17 times too much food, but you manage to eat it, don't you? Because then there's that one table with all the desserts on it, right? So the world offers us very much a smorgasbord of a variety of things to look at, to listen to engage in, that we darn well know aren't good for us or we could cut back on. And so this idea of fasting on thinking, ideas, stimulation, input that is not good for us. All the ancient masters have talked about fasting. Jesus, if you're into him, you know, he would be hanging out with the disciples and then he would disappear for 40 days and go to elevated states of consciousness, and he would fast in order to renew, regenerate. The amount of science that's proving the benefits of fasting or intermittent fasting with respect to food is quite convincing in my humble opinion. So this will be the topic this week. We'll look at it from a few angles, but this very day we might notice when we are fasting at the table of what we know is not good for us, and it turns us from being purry and furry cats into monster mountain pumas who are neurotic lunatics. And you'll know, and I'll know as well. All right, fast well, and I'll see you all tomorrow.